Hello, everyone. So I'm using a filter. I love seeing how these filters work and what they do here. And I figure I do this because I want to talk about the aftermath of this Pisces partial lunar eclipse that we had on Tuesday. I kept thinking it was on Monday, but it was actually on Tuesday because that's when the 18th was. So we will be feeling this energy for the rest of the week. And whatever was brought to light for you over the weekend and up until the eclipse that we had, that is basically kind of what you are letting go of, surrendering to the universe, healing and or mastering, right? So this eclipse was to get us out of the chaos that we might be in, or fear. Other people were filled with fear and high anxiety during this time. We got to remember we're still in Virgo season, okay? And Pisces is the polar opposite to Virgo. So the anxiety was off the chart, and people were operating in fear, you know, uh and control, not liking changes and stuff like that. So a lot of people were very resistant during this time, and we were very much in their fear. Right now, if you yourself were dealing with a lot of fear, you probably had some sort of, like you could have had a mental breakdown, but most important, like mostly like an anxiety, like a lot of anxiety, a lot of panic, confusion, not knowing what to do. And that's quite all right because the moon was supposed to make you feel that way so you can see where your fear is and what differences you can make now, what changes you can make. Because you're meant to make changes, right? And we're going to be making these changes these next coming of weeks because our next eclipse is on October 2nd, and it's a solar eclipse and it's in Libra. And then that eclipse is going to bring up stuff that the Pisces eclipse didn't bring up, and it's mostly the people around us, the relationships that we have with people, but also the relationship that we have with ourselves. Now that's going to be an interesting part because a lot of people expect eclipses to always like show you things that are hidden, or whatever deceit people are doing. But what people don't realize is that these eclipses also, they bring up your shit, the things that you haven't healed, the things that you haven't let go of, the fear that you have, the insecurities. So that solar eclipse that we're going to have October 2nd, it's going to bring up everything that we bring to the table when it comes to our relationships, whether they're family, business, friendship, spiritual, romantic, and most importantly, what you bring for yourself. What do you do for yourself, right? So this eclipse that we just had on the 17th, which was Tuesday, in Pisces, it was a partial eclipse, right? So meaning that only some things were really shown to you, but those things that were shown to you were important, right? Because these were things that you were either going to let it obstruct you, you were going to let it give you fear, you were going to let it dominate you, or you were going to see it for what it was, that it was just fear, you understand, and high anxiety. And now what do you do with that, right? How can you make it different? How can you make it better, more positive, right? How can you alchemize that? And that's where we're at right now. So this is the aftermath now of this eclipse, and we're going to be feeling this energy. And we're going to be receiving a lot of guidance, a lot of crazy, very vivid dreams, a lot of signs, messages. You're going to start meeting people that can help you proceed forward. There's going to be more opportunity and all this stuff. But just know that this eclipse, even if it was like chaotic and insane, it was meant to be that way because it was meant to bring up that fear, especially the fear that you have deep within you that literally dictates your life and your outcomes. We got to remember that fear is what people operate mostly in, right? To be a positive person is to let go of fear and to really have hope and trust and believe that things are going to improve, things are getting better. But most people don't really believe that. they sit in their fear and they make things worse, right? And that's one thing we're learning with this eclipse is what we do and how either we make things better or we make things worse. You understand? And that's what this eclipse brought up. So it's either you could either make things worse or you could make things better for yourself. And you got to start with changing your mindset and how you feel about things. Because you could change your mindset all you want, but if you ain't feeling it, it's not going to happen. There's going to be no change because your feelings are the key to making those important changes. They're going to definitely set you free. Namaste.